Hey there everyone, welcome back to another Ark Survival Ascended video. I'm Captain Beefy, this is the Game Vault, and we've got some definitive news on console launches. So, well, kind of. Let's cue up the music and we'll get right into it. Alright, so this is from the Community Crunch that came out last night, Community Crunch 385. It states console and live ops update, extra life update, and more. So, let's get right into the meat of things. They're stating that for Xbox Series X and S and for Windows, they're on track for a November 14th launch day. As we get closer to launch, we'll share more information on precisely when it should be available for you to download. The Xbox version will be up to spec with the latest PC functionality as of November 14th, and will launch directly into crossplay with the PC version along with new servers, including Xbox-only servers. Cool. So we've got a definitive date stated for Xbox. PlayStation, we're hoping to have a more precise date to share with you as soon as we're currently finalizing this with Sony, but it is slated for the end of November. We know this isn't ideal, but we're optimistic we'll be able to share a date very soon. Following the PC launch and the information and data we've gathered, we've decided to make some changes to our plans for the console launch. Here's how everything's going to shake up. So we're going to have to talk about that in a second. But first off, this PlayStation and Xbox disparity kind of sucks, I'll be honest. I understand that Sony can take a little bit longer to go through the certification process when they get, builds for games and all that. I understand that, but it's still frustrating that by the time it's released for PlayStation, it's going to be out for roughly a month on PC and maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks on Xbox. Really aggravating, especially somebody who wants to create content for this. I feel like I'm going to be late to the party here, but it is what it is. I still plan on dedicating this channel pretty much to this game. Walkthroughs, all kinds of fun stuff, live streams and all that. So, this is like abusive relationship with Wildcard, I swear to God. I keep going back and they keep slapping me around. Alright, so the Xbox launch and the PlayStation launch. This is how they're going to shake up. They're pretty much the same. I'll state the only difference between them. But upon the launch of each platform, cross-platforming with Steam will be available for day one for Xbox. It'll be available for Steam and Xbox on day one for the PlayStation. For both games, for both consoles, they'll be onlining a new set of official servers for the respective game modes: PvP, PvE, and small tribes. These servers will be running with boosted rates for a period of time to allow players starting on them to catch up. Our hope is to synchronize the rates by mid-December. The only difference between that and PlayStation is PlayStation's going to have even higher rates to give them a little more of a chance to catch up. This makes sense for PvP mainly, because if you're going to be playing on cross-platform PvP, you're going to be way behind the 8 ball after a month. Potentially, so, I get it. PvE, not as big of a deal, but still kind of a big deal because you're still a month behind, and if you're going on a PvE server and guys have already been there for a month, you're going to have a hard time finding a place to call home. You're going to be having a hard time finding a place to build and tames to get and access to resources and all that. So I get it. And for both of these, they'll be onlining an additional set of console-specific servers with higher rates that will get synchronized by mid-December. So if you don't want to play with PC players, you'll have that opportunity. Alright, well, let's move on to what they've been working on behind the scenes. They stated that they put out a record number of patches this past week, and the patches are summarized as bug fixes, where they fixed a number of bugs, including server crashes, dino spawn issues, and mesh exploits. Always those damn mesh exploits. I heard about the dino spawns where I saw a couple videos of guys flying around and the island was surprisingly barren of life, so I'm glad that's going to be fixed, or is fixed, and will be fixed by the time it launches for PlayStation. Performance improvements. They've made a number of performance improvements, including optimizing the dynamic nav mesh system, server code, which included an 80% reduction in out-of-memory issues and foliage. They're also pleased to announce that they've significantly reduced server RAM usage, We talked about this a few days ago, which in turn allowed Nitrado to lower the minimum number of players required for renting a server by 6 down to 20 from 26, which also lowered the price per month a little bit, which is a step in the right direction. We're still not where we need to be on that, but it's a step in the right direction. And security improvements. They've added client-side protections to prevent players from listing unofficial servers as fake officials, and they fixed a number of exploits, and they've got detailed patch notes that you can go there. They state that they know there's plenty more work to be done on all these fronts, but we're committed to making Ark Survival Ascended the best survival game it can be. We'll continue to release patches with bug fixes and performance improvements in the coming days, along with major feature additions over the coming weeks, and introducing public test realm next week. More on that soon. In the meantime, thank you for your support and patience. We hope you're enjoying Ark Survival Ascended so far. So public test realm is a good idea. I don't believe they've done this before. I know No Man's Sky does this, where they have I think they call it the experimental build over there, where they'll release something and people can play in that experimental build to see how it is and kind of test things out a little bit. They can get some feedback and make some fixes before everything goes live for the general public, and that's a great thing, so good for them. Now we're on to some more news. Extra Life delay. So I don't know if you know about Extra Life. If you're a player of Ark at all, you should have heard about Extra Life. It raises money to help out kids, and it's an annual event and all that. It's been delayed, and that's kind of good and bad. I mean, all right, let's get into it. It's with a heavy heart that we announced the delay of Extra Life 2023 from November 4th to December 2nd. We know this is late notice, and we apologize for any inconvenience it may cause to our Extra Life team members and those who join the stream to engage with us every year. If you'd still like to stream on game day, we more than encourage you to do so, and we'd be happy to provide support. Also, if you want to wait for our stream day, that works too. The decision was not made lightly, as we've participated in Extra Life's Game Day event for 6 years. Extra Life is not only a day when we come together to raise money for children in need, but it's also a day that we cherish because we get to hang out with the Ark community. We want to make sure that the event is a success for all our participants, donors, and sponsors, and we believe that moving the date is necessary to ensure that we can hit the mark. This also means that we need to make sure that as many Ark players as possible can take part, and because of the console delay, we need to push back the date. Extra Life is one of our favorite events of the year, and we love seeing the community come together to raise money for such a worthy cause. We can't wait to run it with you in a few weeks. Thank you for your understanding and support. We look forward to seeing you on December 2nd for Extra Life 2023. And they got some links in there. And I'm gonna leave a link here to the actual post here, so you can come here yourself, read through things yourself, and go to these different links and check out stuff in more detail if you'd like to. So yeah, I figured I'm glad they delayed it so that everybody can participate in it. That's kind of a nice thing. That's, if this is something you're interested in doing or something you want to participate in, now everybody will have that opportunity. It won't just be PC players, which is the way it would be at this time. You would cut out, I don't know what percentage of the community that plays Ark plays on Xbox and PlayStation, but you'd be cutting a significant number of people out of the program there. So that's great to hear. We're still going to be able to get together. They're still going to be able to raise money. And, it's just going to be about a month out. So that is what it is. Ark Survival Ascended has bonus rates on the official network November 3rd through the 5th. On PvP and PvE, it's 1.5 times harvesting, taming, and experience, and 1.5 times breeding. Small tribes, 4 times harvesting, taming, and experience, 3.5 times breeding. Ark Apocalypse, 4.5 times harvesting, taming, and experience, 4.5 times breeding. This weekend, the official network will be receiving bonus rates, and they'll be active till the November 5th. Boom, there you go. Then we get down to the community corner, and of course we get some great videos from, there's my favorite guy actually that makes YouTube videos for Ark, Syntac. One of the first channels I subscribed to several years ago, and I loved his work ever since. He's a lot of fun, a really cool guy. If you don't subscribe to him, I recommend you do it. So he's got a video on there, and we got Chip ZZ. a little bit of information on building a workshop. And then, of course, we get down to the obligatory fan art, which is always entertaining to look at. So many diverse takes on these various creatures and situations within the art community. And I always like seeing these because there's so much talent out there that it's completely amazing. So I recommend looking through this and, you know, maybe dropping by and saying hey to some of these guys that do this kind of stuff. And look at this picture. Not a bad view. That's Axeman. Yeah, photo mode. Wow. You know, it's sick, man. It's sick. And it does look like a movie. There's some great screenshots. I mean, look at this. Look at the lighting. What is that? Oh, it's a Dotigrous. It took a minute to figure that one out. So anyway, enjoy your weekend. Studio Wildcard, blah, 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 blah. So there you have it. We've got a release date for Xbox. We have a smaller window for PlayStation. And again, I'm disappointed, but I'm glad that at least I can set my expectations for it. And I'm not going to be like, oh, is it going to be today? Is it going to be this weekend? Are we going to see this? Are we going to see that? Am I happy about it? No. But, you know, I've lived through worse things in my life. And, you know, if this is the worst thing that happened to me today, then my day is a pretty good day. So let me know down in the comments what you think about this whole console release thing. You know, be curious to hear back from you. I know the Discord is probably a mess right now. I kind of want to go in there, but I don't want to lose 3 hours of my life just listening to different people rage and make fun of each other. It's not healthy. You know, it's not healthy at all. But go ahead and leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think of the release date, the delay of Extra Life, and everything else that we talked about today. As always, I'm Captain Beefy. If you haven't done so, please leave a like on the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Ring that bell for notifications. I'll see you guys next time. Until then, peace.